guys, it's Kayla and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things emo scene and everything in between. Today I'm back and I thought I would talk to you guys a little bit about losing friends because of your style. This is something that obviously is not ideal, but it's something that I personally have experienced, and I know that a lot of other people have difficulties and struggles with as well. And so I thought I would talk to you guys a little bit about what it's like whenever you start to change or maybe develop your style and your friends just kind of bail on you, because it happened to me. A little bit of background about me: I have been dressing this way since I was about 10-11 years old. That put me in about 5th or 6th grade at the time, and so I was kind of just like figuring out my style very early on. I had no idea about like what I wanted to look like or really dress like. I just knew that I was inspired by scene queens and other things within emo culture, and I was just kind of curious now to kind of like bring that into my own look. And I can vividly remember the first time I ever cut my hair in an emo scene way, and it wasn't dyed or anything, it was just brown hair, but I had cut my bangs and stuff. I actually went to a stylist to get this done, and I remember being so excited that I had got my hair cut. And the same day I think I had also stopped at Walmart and got like an eyeliner pencil, and I felt like accomplished. I felt like I was really making, you know, some strides towards what I wanted to look like physically. And I remember, you know, using these things and coming home and showing my best friend, and her making me feel terrible, like absolutely awful. It's really sad when you think about it, like now, like looking back, we're just kids and it was really like hurtful at the time. But basically, like, my friend, I guess, I don't know if it was in jealousy or she just genuinely did not like my style, or like that I was liking my style. But she told me that she didn't like my hair, that she thought that it was changing me because I was changing as a person, like changing my style. And so she told me that she didn't like the person I was becoming. Because I cut my hair, and it made it seem very dramatic, like I was doing something wrong just because I wanted to change the way that I look in a way that like I was inspired as far as like fashion and the internet and just things that I had seen. And so she made me feel bad for it, and that was really hurtful then. And that was not the first time I encountered something like that, and it definitely would not be like the last time I encountered something like that. Obviously, when you're young and in school, you get bullied, and so I'd been bullied before, but this was different coming from my best friend, and it also was strange because it was something like a haircut. I wasn't expecting my best friend to bully me for this, especially because we had similar taste and style. She was looking at the same scene queens I was. She was also interested in this sort of fashion and the type of things that we were kind of discovering at that age, and I know for a fact that she was intrigued by it all. But I guess whenever it came to us dressing that way, whenever I had kind of went ahead and done that, she did not receive it well, and so it was really hurtful. She would often tell me that like my hair looked dirty, or it didn't look cool, or that I needed to, you know, do something about it, or she would make me feel like I wasn't wearing my makeup right because I was like a beginner at putting eyeliner on and still learning. She would tell me that I'm doing it wrong and that it looks bad, and instead of helping me, she would just make me feel bad about how I looked and just bully me. That was at the age of 10, and I remember it pretty vividly now, so I'm just thinking to myself that there had to be other experiences too. But that was just the first one that, you know, kind of showed me that, okay, my friends are not always going to be supportive of the way that I look. But I will say that at that point in time, I had not yet learned that that's okay. So this is me telling you, if maybe you haven't got to that point yet, where you've accepted that people are not necessarily going to like the way that you look sometimes, that it's okay that people don't like that. They don't have to. Even your friends, they don't have to necessarily like the way that you look at all. Obviously, whenever you're young, you want your friends to think that your style is cool. We want our friends to like us. It makes sense, obviously. But at the same time, that just isn't the way that it plays out. There's a lot of feelings at stake. There's jealousy. There's people feeling copied. There's maybe people that just personally their tastes do not align with you. And so you're going to run into experiences where people might not necessarily like the way that you look. And if that is a true friend, that really shouldn't be the case. Like, they may not necessarily like the way that you look, but they're never going to express that to you in a way that's going to be hurtful or mean. A true friend cannot necessarily agree with something that you do, but they don't have to make you feel bad for it. But I will say that, you know, a real friend is somebody that's going to see the way that you look and be okay with that because it makes you happy, or it's the way that you choose to express yourself. A lot of people, I think, at a younger age are surrounded by people that are not necessarily as supportive, and so they can be very judgmental whenever it comes to their looks, or maybe they're insecure, and so that they can put that out on other people and make them feel bad because of how they feel. There's a lot of things at stake. When you're young, you're still figuring everything out, and as a result, you're not necessarily regulating things the way that you should. So I definitely feel like at that time, it's, you know, it's very easy to have people that like bully you for the way that you look, or you might even, without realizing it, make comments towards other people that make them feel bad about how they look. And so as a result, we kind of just need to be mindful of the way we treat each other, but you need to be mindful that your friends are not always going to like how you look. Here's the rule of thumb for me. If they are a good friend, they will accept the way that you look and be kind to you. That's really as simple as it is. They're not going to make you feel bad for the way that you dress or the way that you look. They're not going to make you feel bad for wanting to experiment or change your style. That is a real friend. Somebody that feels any other type of way and they want to make you feel bad about how you look or make you, just feel bad in general for any of the decisions you make when it comes to fashion, those are not real friends, and those are not people that you should value their opinions as much as maybe others, because it's just going to result in you feeling weird or maybe like self-conscious about yourself when you shouldn't. You should be able to dress however you want and be happy with the way that you are presenting yourself and not have to deal with outside influences making you feel bad, especially when it's coming from your friends. So if your friends are making you feel bad, then I would tell you to kind of take their words and let it fall to the wayside, because it's definitely not something that is going to be, something you need to keep around in your thoughts as far as like whenever it comes to what you're wanting to do. You don't need to hold on to that. Your real friends are going to be supportive of the way that you dress no matter what. I do want to say that when you get older, it gets a lot better. I've found that a lot of friends that I make as an adult do not care at all about my style. They think it's cool, but they never ever make me feel bad about my style. And anybody that ever would make me feel bad about my style is not somebody that I'd want to be friends with. And so I'm kind of at that level of maturity now where I can kind of recognize it and avoid it. But I will say when you're younger, it's a bit harder, especially when you are just kind of friends with people that you go to school with, or maybe you're around a lot more, doing things in your community. And so it's a little bit more difficult to like reach out and find other people that are accepting. But I promise you that they are out there, and you shouldn't have to settle for people that make you feel bad for how you look. So definitely just keep that in mind. Know when you get older, it is a lot easier and it does get a lot better. I feel like a lot of my advice kind of resonates around the whole idea that once you get older, you can do whatever you want. But I really do stand on that once you get older, you do have a lot more freedom and you don't have to necessarily put up with a lot of the things that you do when you're younger and you're still developing your style. But yeah, I hope that this video can at least be, a reminder that it is okay for you to dress however you want to dress, regardless of how your friends feel about it. And I hope that you feel less alone as well, because I know that a lot of people have experienced this, but I just wanted to share that even my best friend, when I first started dressing this way, was not supportive at all. And I had plenty of friends that I had when I was in school that 100% made me feel bad for how I looked, and they just weren't like super close friends to me. So, I don't really think about them much, but I will say that it's one of those things where, I do recall instances where people bullied me specifically for my hair, for my outfits, for, just like the way that I wanted to do my makeup. And those are people that you wouldn't want to be around. Like, those are not going to be supportive people that I would want in my life. And so I'm glad that I don't hold on to those people. So definitely make sure that you are only holding on to people that are supportive of you, because those are the people that you want to have around for sure. I hope this video can make you feel a little less alone and just inspire you to keep being you, which is amazing. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and head on out. If you like videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I post. Also, make sure that you leave a like on this video and comment below letting me know, did any of this video resonate with you? Like, do you relate to any of the things that I'm experiencing or I've experienced? Let me know. I definitely don't get bullied for how I look as much as I used to, and it definitely doesn't impact me the way that it used to, but I'm curious to know if you guys relate to any of this, and let me know if any of this has been helpful to you. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out. Remember to stay safe, make good choices, and remember that you're awesome. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.